In this video, I'll share with you my top picks for week 13 in the NFL, and I'm also bringing back my free NFL Underdog contest where you could win $50 US. The rules are pretty simple. Pick two underdogs that you believe will win this weekend. If both of your selections win, then you are eligible to win. That being said, suppose 11 people get both of their picks right. Who wins the $50 prize? The answer is the one for which the sum of their point spreads is the largest. For example, suppose you took a 4-point underdog and a 7-point underdog. The sum of those spreads equals 11. If nobody else has a higher sum, then you are the winner. In case of a tie between many participants, I will pick one person randomly. The winner will be announced in next week's NFL video. Stay tuned until the end because I will give a few more rules for this contest. Last week, we picked up a 1-2 record against the spread, or ATS, on official picks, but we went 3-1 on unofficial picks, also called leans. Overall this season, we now have a 25-16-1 record on official picks and a 17-15-1 record on unofficial picks. Let me present you my best bets in the NFL for week 13, including our fourth 5-star pick of the 2021 season. Pick number 1 is rated 5 stars. It goes to the Arizona Cardinals -7.5 points at the Chicago Bears. At the time I made this video, both Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins were on the good side of questionable to play. That means they have more than a 50% chance of returning to action. That's great news for Cards fans, obviously. Arizona is clearly capable of beating a 7.5 point spread. Indeed, in 7 of their 9 wins this season, the margin of victory was 10 points or more. The numbers also suggest that betting road favorites coming off their bye week is a profitable betting angle. Good teams tend to make good use of the extra time in order to game plan appropriately against their next opponent. I just read a report mentioning quarterback Justin Fields is practicing on Wednesday despite cracked ribs. I'm not so sure he will suit up this Sunday. If he does, he will certainly be limited. If he doesn't, Andy Dalton will be under center. In the 3 games where Dalton played the majority of the game, the Bears' offense generated 14, 13, and 16 points. That's awful! To top it all off, Chicago may be without their top wide receiver, Allen Robinson, and their best defensive player, linebacker Roquan Smith. The status of defensive lineman Akeem Hicks is also in limbo, although he seems more likely to play. Arizona holds a 4-1 record ATS when facing a team with a losing record. They are also 22-7 ATS on the road against teams with a losing record. Meanwhile, the Bears have not performed very well against tough opposition. As a matter of fact, their last 20 games against teams with a winning record translated into a 6-14 record ATS. The team also lost ATS the last 4 times they were home underdogs. So even though the Cardinals will be traveling through 3 time zones to play an early Sunday game, I still like them to crush Chicago at Soldier Field.
My daddy's NFL pick is the Detroit Lions.
Pick number 2 is rated 3 stars and it goes to the Detroit Lions plus 7 points against the Minnesota Vikings. Putting money on a team whose record is 0-10-1 certainly feels uncomfortable. But I will still do it since I tend to prefer going against the grain, just like I did when I took the Jets to upset the Titans in Week 4. The Lions get additional time to rest after playing on Thanksgiving. The revenge factor also goes in full effect since Detroit lost 19-17 on a last-second 54-yard field goal by Greg Joseph back in Week 5. I also want to bring to your attention the fact that the Vikings will be on the road for the 4th time in 5 weeks. More importantly, 2 of those road games occurred on the West Coast, so we are talking about long trips. Sure, Minnesota owns a 5-2 ATS record over their last 7 trips in Detroit. However, they have beaten the spread just once, the last 8 times they were favorites. And they are 0-6 against the spread when facing teams with a losing record. They just have trouble destroying weaker squads. If you look at their schedule this year, their largest margin of victory was 13, while their other 4 victories came by a margin of 7 points or less. Both starting running backs will be out. Dalvin Cook for the Vikings and DeAndre Swift for the Lions. How has Detroit performed after scoring 14 points or less in a game? Under such circumstances, they have beaten the spread the last 5 times it happened. In summary, I'm putting a bet on Detroit plus 7 points, especially considering they are better equipped to run the ball, while the Vikes rank dead last in terms of yards per rush allowed. Pick number 3 is rated 1 star. It goes to the Baltimore Ravens laying 4 points at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Ravens have enjoyed nice success, historically speaking, in Pittsburgh. In fact, they are 5-1-1 in their last 7 trips at Heinz Field. Baltimore also owns a nice 5-2 record ATS on grass. These 2 teams are facing each other for the first time this season. Last year, Pittsburgh won both meetings, so we have the double division revenge betting strategy on our side. You may be stunned to hear that the Steelers' defense is ranked 31st in yards per carry average. That does not bode well for them, considering they are facing a Ravens team that loves to keep the ball on the ground. Also, stud linebacker TJ Watt is on the wrong side of questionable. The home field advantage seems to be fading for Pittsburgh. Did you know the Steelers are 1-6 ATS in their last 7 home games? The betting public overvalues home teams coming off consecutive road losses, expecting them to magically play better in front of their home fans. In this specific situation, the home team held a 69, 96, and 7 record ATS over many seasons. Since Pittsburgh is coming off road losses in LA and Cincinnati, this betting angle recommends going with Baltimore. Good news for Ravens fans and bettors. Linebacker Patrick Queen seems okay after getting hurt last week, while run stuffer Calais Campbell seems to have a shot to be back on the field. So I am betting on the Steelers to sink even deeper and getting smashed by Baltimore this weekend. Just for fun, here are 4 additional picks. Unlike the ones I just shared with you, I don't like them enough to put money at risk, but they would be my next choices if I was forced to place more bets this week. I usually call them leans. Here they are. Lean number 1 goes to the New England Patriots plus 3 points at the Buffalo Bills. The Pats have now won 6 straight games, thanks to efficient play from rookie Mac Jones and a stifling defense. Last year, the Bills won both meetings against New England, including a 38-9 beatdown on national television. Do you think Bill Belichick remembers that game? I think so. He will find a way to slow down the Bills' offense, who is not as good as last year anyway. And the injury to star cornerback Tre'Davious White hurts the Bills' defense a lot. Lean number 2 goes to the Seattle Seahawks plus 3.5 points against the San Francisco 49ers. A few factors are pointing in San Francisco's direction, but I still have to go with Seattle. This line seems too high to me, especially with Deebo Samuel and Fred Warner out for this game. Samuel has been doing everything on the field, and the Niners' offense will sorely miss him. Seattle is 7-2-1 ATS at home against San Francisco. Lean number 3, the New Orleans Saints plus 4.5 points against the Dallas Cowboys. I liked this play much better when it looked like Amari Cooper was going to miss the game, but the latest reports suggest he will be there. I would still lean towards taking the Saints, who are at home, and probably getting Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram back. Also, all signs are indicating that Taysom Hill might finally be under center for the Saints. Their offense needs a spark. I say New Orleans loses a tight game and they cover the spread. Lean number 4, the Las Vegas Raiders minus 2.5 points against the Washington football team. The Raiders are getting 3 extra days of rest after playing last Thursday, while Washington loses 1 due to playing the Monday Nighter. Also, the Raiders' offense relies on its passing attack, which turns out to be Washington's weakness on defense. Indeed, they are 31st in the league in terms of passer rating allowed. Washington basically has just one good wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, who should be well covered by Casey Hayward. Don't forget to participate in my free NFL Underdog contest. You must submit your 2 picks below in the comments section. No emails, please. Also, your picks must be entered by noon Eastern Time on Sunday, because that is when I will take screenshots of all comments. One more thing. Once you have made your selections, you cannot change them. If I see a comment that was edited, this person will be removed from the contest. The official point spreads for the purpose of this contest are shown on your screen right now. Best of luck to all of you, and thanks for playing. I'm Professor MJ. It was a pleasure talking to you.